Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his Wednesday expert, Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, I want to ask you some questions. So housing affordability is horrible. Prices up, rates up, not good. I expect Fresno to take a huge hit on affordability, I mean, going from probably 40 to kind of like 35, maybe even 34, which is a huge drop quarter to quarter. Usually it moves 1 point. I think we move 4 or 5 points this time. So given housing affordability, given we are in, given housing affordability is an important part of the American economy, right? Home ownership is about 65% today. I just want to talk about what the government might do, whether it's federal or state, because I expect housing affordability to frankly become headline news. And that means people are going to have new programs, whether it be down payment assistance, new tax credits, new 40-year programs. Just a lot of homeowner programs are coming, in my opinion, and just curious what you might be seeing or what you might think might come.
Yeah, I have the great privilege of being able to sit at some tables with some high ups at the biggest lenders across the country. So little old Matt the mortgage guy, sitting around with executives from Home Point and from UWM and from PRMG. They all say the same thing, and they're not making this stuff up because that's not what they do. The FHFA talks to all these lenders and they talk about things that they're doing. They made it clear, and some people may have missed it, when they put in all these loan level price adjustments to second homes, to investment properties. That was done on purpose. We're going to charge more for this. We're going to take that money and we're going to redistribute to underserved communities. And so they're literally in the process of figuring out, where do we want to put these funds? Where do we want to allocate these? And what type of programs do we want to create? One that just came out recently in California through Cal HFA is this 10% down payment assistance grant that falls off after 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So it literally gets forgiven. The thing you got to remember about any down payment assistance program, about any of these programs, is you got to fit in the bucket because they're trying to serve the underserved. In California, sometimes I have trouble with it because it's like, if you're trying to serve a demographic with this much income, but home prices are this much, how do we equate the qualifying? So I'm going to make a longer video. I'm going to do a bunch of math for folks.
Okay.
The stipulation that's going to snag a lot of people on this one is that you've got to make 80% or less of the area median income. Sacramento, Placer, El Dorado, the counties that surround me, it's about 86,000.
Okay.
So you times that by 80%, you get about 72,000.
Yep.
If you take somebody with that much income, and they're like at the very max, like $1 below.
Okay. And
they've got no debt, and they're putting 3% down. I think when I did the math, they qualify for about 400,000. So truth be told, you have a little bit of debt, you make a little bit below that, you might land 340, 350, 360. You're not going to have your choice of all the neighborhoods. You're not going to have,
the math doesn't work really quick.
Right. And so it's going to be limited by just the sheer number of people that qualify. But if you do, you're going to get this assistance. And as much as people might think, down payment assistance has no place in this market, FHA has no place in this market, the market is changing quick. FHA offers are going to get looked at, I promise you.
Over the next few months.
I've already seen it, right? Down payment assistance, it might take 30 or 35 days to close. Sellers going to start accepting that when they have only one offer or two offers. I can promise you that. Exactly. And so these buyers are going to have a chance, but more programs like this, no doubt, coming the rest of 2022 into 2023, because that's what they've set out to do. And so, more of this should be on the horizon. You should look out for more of this stuff.
So let me poke at that, just make sure I understand what you're hearing. My words, not yours. It seems to me that the federal government, i.e. FHFA, FA, all the, whatever the hell they are, they're basically saying investors bad, second homes bad, first time home buyers good. That's essentially what they're saying. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. And I mean, I would put it like being an investor myself, one who invests in properties.
Yeah.
Saying, we're going to make it a little bit more expensive for you guys because you can afford it. and a little bit more affordable for the people who are trying to break into the market.
Okay.
And truth be told, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If I've got to pay a point higher than a person who's buying their first house, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's, and again, I think more of that happens. I think it's just started, right? We haven't seen, we saw some loan level adjustments. I think more are coming. I think the spread grows over the next 12 to 18 months. My opinion.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
And then second, I think what we just saw in California, this 10%, I think we have more of those. Basically what I think is going to happen is they're going to pour more. They're going to try and help first-time home buyers get a home in a market where there's no inventory. So we're going to take a little pool of available and we're just going to double or triple demand. Because again, what they did is we just talked about in episode 1, the move-up buyer is broken. They're going to go buy bunk beds versus buy another home with another bedroom, right? I don't think that ends well.
Yeah. And I think that like what we've already started to see is, demand is going to pull back a ton because of rates and prices and buyer sentiment and all those things. I don't know if these programs are a wide enough net to where we double, triple demand, like you say. Okay. But what I will give you is that it adds to demand. And I think it's a further case for while home prices can cool off and while they can level off, the chance that they drop off is next to none because supply and demand is a strong, strong lever. And we continue to add to the demand side. And there's, just housing versus people looking for housing. As long as that's imbalanced and we're going to add more people to the demand side, like we're not going to see home prices go down by 20%. It just can't happen.
No, I think what's happening is the Fed, I've said it and I believe it more and more every day. The Fed broke housing, most specifically because they've cut the move up buyer. And there are 2 transactions. I'm not going to sell my first time home buyer home. I'm going to buy a bunk bed and put the kids together because the payment's different, which, oh, by the way, then we add more first time home buyers to a market that's already null existent or not existent. It's just going to keep that segment of the market hot. The move up market's going to be a little softer and who knows about luxury. Probably luxury doesn't matter because people who have money have money. I don't see it. I think plus or minus 5%. I'll just say it here. There is no national housing crash. Case Schiller will not report a negative number. Could your market fall? Could your buy box fall? Sure. I don't know where you're investing.
Yeah. And I think that you're absolutely right with, the supply destruction. Besides all the things you said, another conversation I'm having is the people that can afford it and are well-to-do and had a good last couple of years, folks that own assets, folks in certain industries have seen booms. If they're going to go buy a new home and they look at what rents have done with 0.9% occupancy and rents have gone up 20, 30, 40% in some markets. Oh, I can rent my house for $3,200. I've got a mortgage where I'm paying down the debt at 2.5%. Why would I sell that house?
Exactly.
That thing's a cash. So then you buy the new one and you rent that. And that's another unit that's not making it to the market.
Yeah, totally agree. Again, I think the Fed broke housing. We're going to see transactions crash across the country. It's going to be messy. But again, if you're an investor, fixed rate debt, rents are going up. Again, watch a video I did with Matt, the lumberjack yesterday. He had three properties go on. He had 220 apps in 3 days.
For rentals?
Yeah, for rentals.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the vacancy rate is the lowest it's ever been.
Ever been.
Right.
And I think Woo. Very interesting. Good time to be a landlord, right?
Yeah. But I just saw a house go up in Sacramento for $4,000 a month. I was like, I remember 5 years ago having Bay Area clients relocate and being like, I'm paying $4,000 for an apartment, and now I'm like, oh, I'm seeing $4,000 rents in Sacramento.
Crazy. Do me a favor. A lot of One Rental at a Time's fan use your service. How do you want them to reach out?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form, let us know where you're at, how we can help. I know some people navigate online and they find my email. Trust me that it's better to go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form. That way we know where you're at, how we can help. We redirect you faster. If it's going to Matt's email, Matt might take 24 hours. Matt might take 48 hours. Matt might miss it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Matt's
You got a lot
of
going
emails.
on.
Right. So by going to greatmortgagebroker.com, you got the whole team looking at it saying, we got to make sure this person gets directed to the right place where they can get help. So greatmortgagebroker.com.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Mhm.